Hey everybody, Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with an update on the tropics. This is the 2 p.m. update from the National Hurricane Center, and we are still keeping an eye on the Caribbean, but also we are keeping an eye on subtropical storm Patty. So let's break it down, keeping an eye on Patty in the north central Atlantic, and also keeping an eye on two zones of interest, an 80% zone in the Caribbean, as well as a zone just north of Puerto Rico. Going to be keeping an eye on a 10% chance there as well. So let's focus in on Patty very quickly. The storm going to continue to make its way eastward. No threat to the U.S. That's the good news. Latest is 65 miles per hour, but because it does not have the organization, that's why it's called subtropical storm Patty. It has the strength, but it just doesn't have the organization to go with it to become tropical storm Patty. So that's ultimately what we're going to be seeing with that. Continuing to make its way eastward, still going to be holding that tropical storm-ish strength of what we can see there. But again, it's actually going to be making its way towards areas of Portugal as well as Spain. So that's ultimately what we're going to be seeing, and dropping a lot of rain, especially more towards the coastlines of, once again, Portugal and Spain there. So now let's actually focus in a little bit closer to home, keeping an eye on an 80 and a 10% chance across areas through the Caribbean. So what we're going to be seeing is this broad area of low pressure slowly start to organize as we head through the rest of the weekend, and we could see a tropical depression form by the end of the weekend, bringing us a good amount of rain as we head through the middle of next week. So ultimately what we're seeing right now is, especially within this 80% zone, we have this labeled as Invest 97L, which is a zone of what we're going to be watching. It's a cluster of thunderstorms that's really going to be thriving off of this very warm ocean water that we can see right here. We see within this zone, this is where that 80% zone is, and we are still seeing that bath water of temperatures when it comes to the ocean water. So we're going to be very much focusing in on that through the next couple of days. So with this, you can see that 80% zone, this very disorganized cluster of thunderstorms right here. That's what we're going to be watching for the possibility of becoming, which Patty took the name in the northern Atlantic. This is going to be Raphael. So we can see once again that 80% zone, and you can also see this cluster of thunderstorms that eventually is going to combine with this 80% zone, and that's what's going to slowly start to move into the Gulf. So once again, Patty took the name, especially with that storm in the north central Atlantic. So next name of what this can become is Raphael. So that's what we're going to be focusing on the next couple of days. And again, this is just starting to get that little bit of organization, which is why it's called Invest 97L. So with that, what most models are tracking at the moment, this is just one model. More models are going to be coming in, so make sure you stay tuned for the rest of the evening. It's set to make its way into the Gulf eventually, and from there, this is where things are a little bit up in the air. We're going to keep you posted on that, but right now, we are expected to see a good amount of rain make its way towards central Florida as we headed to Wednesday, slowly starting to die down as we take a look at Thursday. But again, now that Patty is tropical storm, we are going to be seeing Raphael next, with the potential of those two zones in the Caribbean, but also we are still about a month left of hurricane season, so we're going to be very much keeping an eye on things as we finally wrap up 2024 hurricane season. So let's take a look at our 7-day. We are going to be very much focusing in on Wednesday and Thursday, which is why we are also putting Wednesday as a Fox 35 Storm Team Impact Day. So just make sure you are staying weather aware with us. We are not going to be feeling any direct impacts from what could be Raphael, but we are going to be seeing a good amount of rain, and this is what's going to make things feel very much like summer. Temperature is going to be 85 degrees. Overnight lows going to be throughout the low 70s, so very warm because of that cloud cover holding in that heat. Good amount of rain expected. We're looking at anywhere between 1 to 5 inches, with that rain really pushing in from the west. Very much a summertime-like pattern as we do take a look towards the middle of next week. So again, just make sure you are staying with us for the latest updates from the National Hurricane Center.